Hi, I'm Jeffrey. I'm a licensed therapist and welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'll go over how to become a perfect non-perfectionist. You may be watching this video because you or someone you know has perfectionistic tendencies. Perfectionism can be quite debilitating. One may not even start a task because they won't be perfect at it. Perfectionism can also lead to procrastination because a task needs to be completed perfectly, and for a task to be completed perfectly, it needs to be completed under the perfect conditions. Since perfect conditions are rare, the task tends to get pushed off. Perfectionists also struggle to make decisions because they try to make perfect decisions instead of good enough decisions. As you can see, perfectionism can lead to a lot of stress and unnecessary worry. The first thing to understand about perfectionism is that it says a lot of good things about the perfectionist. Perfectionism shows that a person has high standards. They pay attention to detail. They analyze situations. They tend to work really hard, and they tend to be high achievers. The problem are the negative side effects of perfectionism: overthinking, stress, procrastination, and that constant feeling that you're not doing things quite good enough. So, how can you become less of a perfectionist? Perfectionism stems from a fear that if things are not done perfectly, then awful things will happen. Therefore, the first strategy is to constantly remind yourself that if you don't meet your own expectations, that it's bad, it's not ideal, but it's not awful. This constant reminder stops a catastrophizing cycle when we don't meet our own expectations. The second strategy is to notice the language that you use when you're trying to complete a task. People with perfectionistic tendencies tend to use all or nothing words like I have to, I must, I should. An example might be I have to get an A. I must clean the entire house. Try changing the all or nothing thinking word to a preferential word. For example, I want to get an A. I don't have to get an A, but I really want to get an A. I prefer to get everything done around the house. I don't have to, but I would really like if I could. Changing the language will reduce some of the pressure that you're putting on yourself. The last strategy is an acceptance-related strategy. It is simply about accepting the situation when we don't meet our own standards. How do we do this? By adding the words, oh well, or it is what it is, after we don't meet our own expectations. For example, I didn't get an A on my test. Oh well. I didn't get to clean the entirety of my house. It is what it is. These techniques require constant practice, but with time, you can become a perfect non-perfectionist. That's it for today's video. Thank you for watching. If you like this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up. And for more content like this, make sure to subscribe to my channel. Thank you, and see you in the next one.